Good afternoon and welcome to the UCI Libraries virtual event, Fair Game, a Shakespeare's Birthday Trivia Challenge. My name is Richard Cho, Research Librarian for Humanities and Literature. We are offering a live transcription of this event, which you can turn on at the bottom of your screen by selecting Closed Captioning or View the full transcript. I would like to start today's program with UCI Libraries' acknowledgement of our presence on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Aha Shaman and Tongva peoples. The libraries are happy to co-sponsor this event with UCI New Swan Shakespeare Center, the UCI Department of English, and with UCI Illuminations. A special thank you to Professor Julia Lupton and Eli Simon for your continued support of the libraries. More than 400 years after Shakespeare's death, his legacy continues. In celebration of his contributions to literature, today we will test your knowledge of the bard. To play or not to play? That is the question. But before we begin, I was thinking we could get the pre-trivia nerves out of our system with some music. Here to provide us with some warm-up tunes is Jason Feddy. Jason Feddy is a British-born artist, singer-songwriter, and guitarist. He is a central figure in the music scene of Laguna Beach, where he has lived for 2 decades, curating and producing the series' various outdoor music series. He has written songs for stage, TV, and film. Jason caught the eye and ear of UCI's English and Drama department when he created Shakespeare's Fool, a show consisting of songs and speeches from Shakespeare's plays, alongside his wife, the actress Ava Burton. Please join me in welcoming Jason Feddy.
Hi everyone. Thank you, Richard. Hello, what an honor to be part of this, and happy birthday to William Shakespeare, of course. I'm going to sing a couple of songs today, but I'm going to start with this one from Love's Labour's Lost. I call it Queen of Queens. I kind of took the song and massaged it into shape. I wish Shakespeare was alive today so that I could help him with his work. So here we go. This is really a love song, and again, happy birthday to the bard. So sweet a kiss the golden sun gives now to those fresh morning drops upon the rose. As thy eye beams when their fresh rays have smote the night of dew that on my cheeks down flows. Oh, Queen of Queens, how far does thou excel? No thought can think, nor tongue of mortal tell. Queen of Queens, Queen of Queens. Nor shines the silver moon one half so bright through the transparent bosom of the deep. As does thy faith through tears of mine give light, you shinest in every tear that I do weep. But do not love thyself, then thou shalt keep my tears full glasses and still made me weep. Queen of Queens, Queen of Queens. Oh, drop but as a coach doth carry thee, so ridest thou triumphant in my woe. I but do behold the tears that dwell in me, and they thy glory through my grief will show. O Queen of Queens, how far does thou excel? No thought can think, no tongue of mortal tell. O Queen of Queens, how far does thou excel? No thought can think, no tongue of mortal tell. Queen of Queens, Queen of Queens, Queen of Queens, Queen of Queens.
Thank you, Jason, for that wonderful performance. And now I would like to introduce to you today's trivia host, Carlin Motley. Carlin Motley is the Communication and Events Officer at the UCI Libraries. Joining her to provide stories, helpful clues, and more are co-directors of the UCI New Swan Shakespeare Center, Julia Lupton and Eli Simon. Welcome. And now, for the trivia to begin, there are a number of ways you can participate in trivia's event. Today's trivia. The easiest is to pull out your smartphone and open the camera app. Hover over the QR code you see on the screen and open the link when prompted. Please enter a username to get started. And if you do not want to use your phone, you can open a new web browser and enter the URL listed on the screen or in the chat. If you don't want to officially play with us, no problem. You can follow along as we play. Once you enter your username, you will follow the prompts on your screen when the trivia begins. Select your answer choice and see your name appear on the leaderboard. Ranking is based on not only correct answers, but how quickly you respond. If you have any questions or comments as we play, we encourage you to use the chat feature at the bottom of our screen. Lastly, 3 lucky participants will be awarded prizes at random. The winners will be announced via email after the event. Let's get started.
Thank you, Richard. The game is afoot. Julia and Eli, before we get started, while we're waiting for our participants to scan their QR code, do you have any last words of advice for our players?
Have a great time. We really enjoyed pulling together these questions. There's going to be some pop-up performances by New Swan actors along the way. So I think you're going to really enjoy this.
Should be a lot of fun. And if you get a wrong answer, we won't put you in Shakespeare's prison.
Great.
No
well,
one
let's
will
have
know.
some fun. Yeah, let's have some fun today and maybe learn a few new things about Shakespeare. Our first question today is, how many seats are there in the New Swan Theater? And now our countdown timer in the bottom left-hand corner begins. So get your answers in quickly.
And if you haven't been to New Swan Theater, you can see pictures of it behind Eli and me. And that might also help you with your answer.
All right, time's almost up. All right, most of you got the answer correct.
All right, fantastic. Yes, we have 137 seats, and that's the number of people in the theater when we're sold out, which is pretty much all the time when we're able to set our theater up and bring people into the theater. So most of you seem to have figured that out. Congratulations to you. And I guess we're ready for our next question, Carlin.
All right, and we can see our players are already stacking up on our leaderboard. What year did UCI Libraries acquire Patrick Hanratty's copy of Shakespeare's First Folio? Now, this might be kind of a challenging question, but if you don't know, Dr. Patrick Hanratty was in the Department of UCI Information and Computer Science. He was a scientist and an inventor, and he is known as the father of CAD/CAM, a computer-aided design and manufacturing used in many industries. All right, and we're almost done for time. The correct answer is 1986. Hanratty is quoted in one publicity article saying, "We don't know the history of this particular folio." And you can see where you stack up here. On to the next question. How many plays appear only in Shakespeare's First Folio and were not published as quartos?
I hope people out there have had a chance to visit the UCI Libraries copy of the First Folio. We will have another virtual First Folio Friday this summer.
It's amazing that we have that book in our library.
Great, we've got some good correct answers here. 18 plays did not appear as quartos, which means that if Shakespeare's friends had not published the collected works of Shakespeare after his death, we would be 18 plays short.
And that would make it really hard to produce the seasons we produce, because those are some great plays.
Yes, they are. And now the leaderboard, let's see. Oh, all right, maybe it's having a hard time catching up with all your answers. The next question is, the opening poem in the folio is written by which of the following writers?
I'm really curious to see how many people know this. This
Yeah,
might
this
be
is
one
a
of
tough
the harder
question.
questions. Yeah.
But if people have been to past First Folio Fridays, they might know the answer.
I'm just not sure Billie Eilish was alive then, but
We did have fun.
it's a possibility, right?
All right.
Great. So yeah, so Christopher Marlowe was already dead when the First Folio was published. John Milton did write a wonderful sonnet, but it appears in the Second Folio.
But Ben Jonson did not write songs as well as Billie Eilish, so, you know.
He tried.
He tried.
Look at this. Nice to see.
Goran is killing it. All right, this brings us to our first actor moment of the afternoon, and we're really excited to bring Abel Garcia to our virtual stage. Abel is now a third-year graduate actor in our graduate acting program, and he was featured in our last season in 2019. You may remember him. Abel also was working on the role of Malvolio in a film that was being created for the department. And so he is going to bring to you now one of Malvolio's great speeches when he finds the letter that's been planted for him from Twelfth Night. Here's Abel Garcia as Malvolio.
M-O-A-I. Moe. Moe. My. Mao. Ma. Moe. Moe. Mo. Moe. my, M-O-A. This simulation is not as the former, and yet to crush this a little, it would bow to me, for every one of these letters are in my name. Soft. Here follows prose. If this fall into thy hand, revolve. In my stars, I am above thee, but be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Cast thy humble sloth and appear fresh. Be opposite with a kinsman, surly with servants. Let thy tongue tang arguments of state. Put thyself into the trick of singularity. She thus advises thee that sighs for thee. Remember who commended thy yellow stockings and wish to see thee ever cross-gartered. I say, remember, go to, thou art made, if thou desirest to be so. If not, let me see thee a steward still, the fellow of servants, and not worthy to touch fortune's fingers. Farewell. She that would alter services with thee, the fortunate unhappy. Daylight and champagne discovers not more. This is open. I will be proud. I will read politic authors. I will baffle Sir Toby. I will wash off gross acquaintance. I will be point device, the very man. I do not now fool myself to let imagination jade me, for every reason excites to this, that my lady loves me. She did commend my yellow stockings of late. She did praise my leg being cross-gartered. I thank my stars. I am happy. I will be strange, stout, in yellow stockings and cross-gartered, even with the swiftness of putting on. Jove and my stars be praised. Here is yet a postscript. Thou canst not choose, but know who I am. If thou entertainst my love, let it appear in thy smiling. Thy smiles become thee well. Therefore, in my presence, still smile, dear my sweet, I prithee. Jove, I thank thee. I will smile. I will do everything that thou wilt have me.
Wonderful performance. And now on to the next question. The title of Twelfth Night refers to... Now it is Shakespeare's birthday, so this might be a little misleading.
A nice test of your knowledge of English holidays.
All right.
Beautiful.
Most
Yes.
people got it right.
Yeah. Great. Feast of the Epiphany. Also the day on which Jesus was said to have been circumcised, which is a minor feast in the traditional Christian calendar. Wow, look at our amazing contestants. We've got a lot of people doing very well, including a student from my class. Thanks, Phil, for competing.
Oh, great. Our next question. The name Malvolio means? Some great options here as we run down the clock.
I'm getting thirsty. Shakespeare's names are usually very fun and revelatory, so it's a good place to go. Yes, correct. Ill will. So Benvolio in Romeo and Juliet means goodwill, and Malvolio means bad will or ill will.
They're like opposite
Now,
characters.
Goran.
It's a battle.
It's a battle.
A battle to the top. And our next question is, in Twelfth Night, Viola takes the name of?
I think you guys have to go with Britney Spears here.
It's a very tempting answer.
I think I wrote this question right after the documentary came out, and kind of smitten by Britney.
Well, I was thinking that you have to cast a Viola that's as talented as a Britney Spears, that's for sure.
The clock is almost done.
Yes, and the correct answer is Cesario. I could give a whole little mini lecture on why, but I think I'm going to spare you. Brilliant choice on Shakespeare's part, and the students who are in my class will know the answer.
We could say the twins and birth.
Twins, birth, C-section.
C-section.
Our next question. The fool in Twelfth Night is called?
This is a good test.
And Eli, you were saying you wanted to have a kind of assembly of all the fools in one play, which I think is a great idea.
I'd like to have all of the fools in Shakespeare's plays perform in one show.
Kind of like a stand-up act?
No, I think it would be a play about being a fool.
Yeah.
Some of the fools would be women, although they were written for men. And some of them are wise fools and there are dopey fools. I think it'd be fun to put them all together.
Love it. Correct, Feste. And of course, Twelfth Night is a festival. And so having a fool named Feste, which has that sense of festival and feast, works very well in this drama. Wow.
I can see how you.
Yeah.
What source text do Romeo and Juliet and A Midsummer Night's Dream share?
Definitely The Office.
I like The Office. You must have written these very late at night, Julia, where you were just feeling a little giddy and having fun.
Probably during a faculty meeting.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
You know, the liberty of Zoom.
We're always listening during faculty meetings, right?
Yes, beautiful. Yes, Ovid's story of Pyramus and Thisbe. Eli has staged this, I believe.
Indeed. And it is a wonderful tale.
Corambus is still up ahead right now.
All right, our next question. In The Tempest, the name Miranda means?
Well, I mean, the top three are very close in a sense, aren't they?
Yeah, this one is, you know, meant to be maybe a little challenging.
Yeah, you
but
have
there
to
is a correct answer.
really fine tune your answer here.
This is good if you're, you know, thinking about a pandemic baby or a pandemic puppy, pandemic kitty, pandemic geranium. Yeah, okay, so this was a little more
I
challenging.
thought this would be
Yeah.
tricky. I really
Okay.
did.
Well, it means either to be wondered at or to be wondering, and she does both, right? She wonders, she's the one who says, "Oh, brave new world."
Yeah, but
Has such people in it.
there's also a moment in the play where Prospero is talking about that they're in the bark that's sinking, and he talks about having looked at her for courage, and that, you know, thou wert a blessing to me. So I think I can understand why you would go for image of the good here, because it seems that.
But if you know your Latin, it has to be the first one.
Kirk seems to be moving up on her. Kirk is moving up on our leaderboard.
Kirk is coming on strong.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I think we're at our next acting moment. So I'd like to bring to our virtual Zoom stage Hope Andrejack, who is also a company member of New Swan and starred in our 2019 season as Portia in The Merchant of Venice. Here is Hope now giving you one of the great speeches of Portia's from that play, and she's got the background from our production right behind her, so you can imagine that she's right there. Here you go, Hope.
I pray you, Terry, pause a day or two before you hazard, for in choosing wrong I lose your company. Therefore forbear a while. There's something tells me, but it is not love. I would not lose you. And you know yourself, hate counsels not in such a quality. But lest you should not understand me well. And yet a maiden hath no tongue, but thought I would detain you here some month or two before you venture from me. I could teach you how to choose right, but I am then forsworn, so will I never be. So may you miss me. But if you do, you'll make me wish a sin that I had been forsworn. Beshrew your eyes. They have overlooked me and divided me. One half of me is yours. The other half, yours. My own, I would say, but if mine, then yours. And so, all yours. These naughty times puts bars between the owners and their rights, and so though yours, not yours. Prove it so, let fortune go to hell for it, not I. I speak too long. But 'tis to peace the time, to eke it, to draw it out in length, to stay you from election.
All right.
Yay, Hope.
Wonderful, Hope. Thank you for that.
Wonderful performance. The next question is, the merchant of The Merchant of Venice is?
Now, you really have to think about this one. And you might think it's almost a trick question. That's all I'll say.
Time is almost up.
That was a good question to add, Julia.
All right, good. Yes, Antonio is the Merchant of Venice, but many people think it's Shylock, and indeed, even when Portia enters the courtroom, she says, "Which is the merchant and which the Jew?"
And you know, you come to this play really to see Shylock. not to see Antonio. So you feel as though he should have the title of the play, right? And he works in town. He's a money lender, so he's in business with Antonio, but it is Antonio.
And the mysterious Carambus, which is a reference to the bad Cordo of Hamlet, I believe, is in the lead here. So very interesting.
All right, our next question. Another play that takes place in Venice is?
Venice really was a favorite location for Shakespeare, wasn't it, Julia?
Well, it was a very unique Italian city. A lot of the Italian cities, I think, kind of merged in his imagination. But Venice, which really looked east and had that Byzantine and that Greek, that Eastern cosmopolitan feel to it, it had a special magic. And we see that in two of his plays. Correct. Othello is the other Venetian play, but Measure for Measure takes place in Vienna, The Winter's Tale in Sicily and Bohemia, and Much Ado About Nothing. Is it Messina?
Yes.
I didn't look that one up, so.
That was good.
Look at this. Great.
In The Merchant of Venice, Shylock's daughter is named?
I really like Melania. I mean, if you went with Melania for his daughter, it would be a very interesting production, right?
Wouldn't it? Yeah.
All right, the time has run out of the clock. See the correct
Let's see
answer.
how people did on this one. Yeah, the correct answer is Jessica. Abigail is from Marlowe's The Jew of Malta, which is the play that Shakespeare is responding to in his drama. And so Jessica is really modeled on the Abigail of that play. And we got a few people just couldn't resist Melania, so more power to you.
I appreciate that. And there were quite a few Portias in Shakespeare's plays.
All right, at the end of Hamlet, who becomes king?
And more importantly, who really cares?
Well, you know, Bertolt Brecht felt that really this was a very important aspect of the play.
I know, but really once Hamlet dies, nobody wants to watch the play anymore. After all of that, you want to go home.
We have that issue in a few of Shakespeare's plays. Romeo and Juliet is often truncated as well.
Yeah.
Yes, we've got a good group here, though. For as much as we would like Horatio to become king,
he should become king.
It is Fortinbras, which means strong arm. Mm-hmm. So we've got a strong arm from another neighboring country coming in.
I like to think Horatio would have been a better king.
Well, sure, of course.
You know?
In King Lear, Cordelia marries?
She actually has a lot of suitors.
She does.
And there are some interesting later versions of the play.
A lot of dudes
the suitor is changed. So this is not exactly a trick question, but it does sort of indicate the wide field of potential suitors in which she finds herself.
All right.
Yes, and the King of France is the correct answer. But in some of the post-Shakespearean adaptations, She is paired up with the handsome Edgar. And the Duke of Burgundy, of course, is competing for her hand.
Yep.
Which of these plays has been translated into Klingon?
I think if you're not a Star Trek fan, this is your chance to move up in the standings. Or if you are, I should say if you
maybe
are.
Carambis won't get this one correct.
Yeah, this gotta
Because I think Carambis is some kind of scholar who has woven his way into our proceedings. So we have to have something here to trip him up, trip the raven up.
All right.
That is correct.
Most people got it correct. Yeah.
It's a good.
And you had an interesting fact about this, Carlin.
Oh, yes. So this was actually inspired by Star Trek VI, An Undiscovered Country, in which Chancellor Gorkon states, "You have not experienced Shakespeare until you have read him in original Klingon." So there you go.
I don't even know what Klingon is exactly. Is that a language?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Do we have any Trekkies out there? Oh, Lisa, I saw one hand raised that we have a Trekkie in the audience. All right.
All right.
Okay.
It looks like we're now at our third and final performance of the afternoon, which will feature our two wonderful new Swan actors, Hope Andrejack and Abel Garcia. And they're bringing you a short scene from Much Ado About Nothing.
I wonder that you will still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What, my dear Lady Disdain? Are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die while she hath such meat food to feed it as Signor Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Then is courtesy a turncoat? But it is certain, I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted. And I could find in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They would else have been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God and my cold blood, I am of your humor for that. I had rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swears he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall scape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse, and 'twere such a face as yours were.
Well, you are a rare parent teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue, and so good a continuer, but keep your way. In God's name, I have done.
You always end with a jade's trick. I know you of old.
Love these guys. What a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hope and Abel. I would say that in this time of Zoom, our actors are actually learning how to kind of use this platform to land their points and play their scenes. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but it's a reality.
All right, back to the trivia. In the scene you just saw, Beatrice and Benedict hopefully most people get this one right.
It's a wonderful sequence.
Classic War of the Genders.
And they got the chemistry.
Always.
Excellent. Yes, they definitely have some history together. So that is beautiful. Yes.
Yeah. And, this is one of our audience's favorite plays. Just in asking, what play do you like? You'd think, oh, well, we get Much Ado a lot. People love this play.
It works so well on stage.
In Much Ado About Nothing, the villain is named
I had to look this one up to write the question. So this is not super easy in my view.
But if you saw the 1993 film featuring Keanu Reeves, you might remember it.
Then you'd remember.
And everybody wants to play the villain.
Yes. All right.
Correct. The correct answer is John, and he is the brother of Don Pedro. So yes, that is correct, but it's tricky. We had a bit more of a spread on that one.
Yeah, and Iago's a great villain in his own right.
Look at that. Kirk Davis is now in second place after the mysterious Corambus.
In Much Ado About Nothing, Benedict provides the following reason for marriage.
These were all, of
we need
course, in the period, these were all reasons that were given for marriage. But which one does Benedict choose?
Time is running out. Get your
Benedict,
answers
of course,
in.
is a bachelor, an inveterate bachelor. Yes, the world must be people. One of my favorite lines in the play.
It's a great line. It always gets a laugh too.
It does. It does. He's very sheepish because he's been resisting marriage so vociferously. And then he finds himself snared.
There must be a good reason for it.
In Much Ado About Nothing, when Dogberry tells his watchman, be vigilant, I beseech you, he really means.
Take your time with this one.
I think you found 4 really good V words, Julia.
I had fun, I enjoy writing quizzes and exams and write students. I've got some students here, so they know I like my quizzes.
I hope they're getting extra credit for showing up to this.
They got to beat Corambus.
That's
be vigilant. That is correct. That's called a malapropism. And Shakespeare loved them.
Yeah, you always think you're going to get a few more laughs with those than you actually do on stage. I don't know. Those are really hard to pull off.
Which Broadway musical is based on Much Ado About Nothing?
This is a tough one.
It helps if you just know some of the other musicals and also
and the plot.
Consider the setting, the situation of the play.
Right. Consider what
at the beginning.
How the play starts.
Yeah. Because I agree, this one's a little harder. Yeah, the boys are coming home because this is a play that begins post-war. And in contemporary productions, often a particular war is alluded to or evoked. World War I, World War II, the Vietnam War, or even a more recent war.
I mean, it's just that nobody's ever heard of that musical, right? I mean, what did it play for 3 days or something on Broadway?
So was that it? Was that our last question?
That was our last question.
Oh my goodness!
Final look at this
leaderboard.
Wow. So Carambus won. Kirk Davis came in second. Can we see the leaderboard again just for a second? So that I can get a screenshot of it for my records. That is so cool.
Really great.
Fantastic.
Well, thank you, Julia and Eli, for this enlightening and rousing trivia. And now, please join me in a final thank you to our game show hosts. And now we're going to welcome back Jason Feddy for another wonderful performance.
Wow, that was fantastic and illuminating and brilliant, and well done, everybody, for that. I'm going to sing a song from Twelfth Night. We heard a lot about Twelfth Night, and it's sung by Festi the Clown at the very end. And this is the first song that I made into a modern folk song. By the way, these songs are all available at my website, jasonfeddy.com. I have a garage full of CDs if you'd like to buy one. I'll do this and then we'll sing Happy Birthday to the Bard. All right. When that I was a tiny little boy, hey ho, the wind and the rain, a foolish thing was but a toy. The rain, it raineth every day. When I came to man's estate, hey ho, the wind and the rain against knaves and thieves, they shut their gates. The rain, it raineth every day. Every day, da 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 da, da 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 didn't I know? Hey, da 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 da, hey, da 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 didn't I know? Lasso came and lassed away with a hey-ho, the wind and the rain by swaggering. Could I never thrive? The rain, it raineth every day. When I came into my beds with a hey-ho, the wind and the rain with tosspots still have drunken heads. The rain, it raineth every day. Every day, la 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 ba da ba da, hey da 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 ba da da ba da 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 da. A great while ago the world begun with a ho, the wind and the rain, but that's all when our play is done. The rain, it raineth every day. The rain, it raineth every day. The rain, it raineth every day. Every day. All right, so 12th night in mind. Let's sing Happy Birthday, Dear Shakespeare. In the sort of style of a barroom sing along with Sir Toby Belch and everybody else. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Shakespeare. Happy birthday, Hatto. Hi-yo.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you, team. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Yeah.
My pleasure. Happy birthday, Shakespeare. Have a nice day, everyone.
Thank you to our performers. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Eli. And thank you to all of our participants who joined us today. As a reminder, the 3 participants will be awarded prizes at random, and the winners will be announced via email after the event. We hope you enjoyed today's program. Please join us at future UCI Libraries events. To learn more and to register for upcoming events, please visit the link in the chat. And if you'd like to support the library's initiatives and public programs like this one, please consider becoming a member of the UCI Libraries Gateway Society. Farewell, adieu, and have a great day. Great job, everyone.
Thank you, Carlin.
Thank you, Carlin. Yeah. Eli, is there going to be some plays this year at the New Swan?
Well, we're figuring that out, Jason, as we sit.
Yeah.
We're gonna continue to create Shakespearean events, whether we can be in this theater or it has to be virtual. But I love your songs and singing so much. I'm gonna reach out to you because we got to do something. Like, maybe we can put something together that's a little bit more, like what you do with the Fools.
I'd be delighted. I think a lot of people are in the same position. I'm getting sort of little feelers putting out to people going, would you, could you, if we did, would you, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So that's
nobody's
where we're
quite
at.
sure. Yeah, nobody's quite sure yet.
Yeah.
Right?
Anyway, we're happy to collaborate and just do anything we can do to help. So thanks.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Well, we have such a connection and we go back now, this is like your little theater too,
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, you guys. Thank you, Julia. Glad you're well, and see you all later.